Hi guys, it's Nick from Move Train Perform here. We've been getting a lot of questions recently about arthritis, particularly in the knees, and what to do with your training. So I thought I'd give you our 3 best exercises for dealing with it. So when we're looking at arthritis with the knees, the main thing we want to do is actually take as much stress off the knee joint as possible, and in particular the patella tendon, because that tends to get quite achy when you're exercising. So 3 exercises we're going to do. We're going to mobilise the quads, try and get as much range of motion through that knee as we can to take some pressure off the patella tendon, and then we're going to work on some glute activation just to increase our control of the knee working through the movements. So our first exercise, when we want to stretch out the quads, get it mobilised for that patella tendon, is just to tack and stretch with the lacrosse ball on the quad. So you're going to pick 3 different positions, probably starting from the bottom, move your way up. You're going to pop the lacrosse ball on the ground, find a spot where it's sitting right on the quads, and all you're going to do is stretch out the quad through there like that, just flexing your knee. Make sure you don't hitch your hip up to try and take the pressure off. It's going to probably be a bit uncomfortable, particularly if you've got tight quads, but you just move through it and it'll feel a lot better once you're finished. So as we said, 3 different points along the quads. Our next exercise is going to be a glute activation. So our first one is just in isolation. So we're going to lie down on our backs, pop the band around our legs just above our knees, just like so. Lying back, feet shoulder width apart, bring your knees out to that shoulder width. Now it's important here that we keep our knees nice and still, and we're going to move one leg out, keeping the other one where it is. Like that. Make sure you keep your toes on the ground while you're doing it. We're going to do it 10 with the left leg, 10 with the right leg, moving out, keeping them still, and then keeping the knees where they are. We're going to do 10 bridges, so lifting up. After that, you'll find that that'll get the glutes fired up. You really feel them, so you're going to stand up, and now we're going to pattern that movement. So we've already got the glutes activated, now we want to pattern it into a movement. We're really just going to do a sit to stand, pretty obvious why, it's pretty applicable to most movements in CrossFit. And all you're going to do, knees slightly bent, screw your feet into the ground and drive your knees out to get those glutes fired up. And you're just going to sit back down to a box or anything about knee height and stand back up. It's important that you drive the knees out and sit back onto your hips as you do it, so that we're using our glutes as much as possible. Try and keep those shins as vertical as you can and just keep that stress off the patella tendon and the knee joint. So there's 3 exercises that I found very useful for dealing with arthritis in the knees, and will hopefully go a long way to helping with your training.